Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We are here for a P Valley review. Hope y'all ready to enjoy. Listen, we had a good time. That episode was really great. We watched it last night and tell you it was nice. So I'm here to give you this review and everything, but I have a banner up. Please follow my socials. My YouTube channel is Mr. 14. Subscribe if you enjoy my content. Hit that like button. You also subscribe button and hit that notification bell for all so you'll be notified for all my videos. My Mr. Grown is Instagram. Hey, BK Empress, how you doing? How you doing, boo? Twitter is _grown, and then my Discord link is in the down below in the description box. And click on that. I do watch along, I do discussions and everything. All right, let me about to get on. What's up? What's up? So I hope y'all saw the episode last night because it was really good. It was really good. What's up, y'all? Yes, like I said, the P Valley has been doing a really good job this season. I know we was on a break last week, so they decided, you know what? Listen, we gave y'all something heavy 2 weeks ago, so we're gonna give y'all a little break and then come back. It was still some nice, some sad moments so far, but it wasn't too heavy like last 2 weeks was. If I like go off cam, it's just the Wi-Fi bar is going up and down, so I want to make sure that it doesn't cause any issues. So when I get off of that, I'll put it back on. All right. All right. What's going on? How you doing today? Why is it acting up today? Really? All right, let's get into it. So I know more people gonna come in. So when they come in, they can just join in the festivities. Y'all know how I do. I try to group into storylines by storyline. So it's not gonna try to be in order of the episode, but I will promise you, I'm trying to get everything that was discussed in the show as much. If I miss anything, y'all put it down in the conversation. I want to make this a conversation as well. So let's start off with Keyshawn's storyline because she had a little small part in this episode, but it was still enough for us to discuss. So, you know, Derek and Keyshawn was out in the grocery store with their two kids. I guess they was talking. I know he was trying to get her to be excited about things. You know, her eyes are spaced out. She's just there because in her mind, she is ready to get out this relationship and it's been gone. But she just kind of stuck because he just got this power over her and she just don't know what to do. But if she only focus on that one track mind of one thing, you have to think about other possibilities to get yourself out of there. And don't try to do this on your own. You could have help, but maybe she made me think that she don't want to put nobody in the middle of the mess because could be dangerous when she's not ready, and then somebody is stepping and trying to help her. Then it's gonna be a dangerous situation because I tell people now, if you trying to help someone who's in a DV situation, or abuse relationship and everything, and you had to make sure they fully committed to leave. Because once they not fully committed to leave, and they stay back with the person that you help trying to get out of, sometimes they can turn against you. Sometimes the partner their spouse could turn on you, put you in a dangerous situation, jeopardize your livelihood, your family, something like that, because they can turn their anger towards you. So you have to really make sure this person is ready. And that's why sometimes it's hard for people who try to help people who's in the situations instead of just being there for the listening ear. If they tell you things like that, try and give them advice and everything, but they have to be ready. And that's the number one thing you have to make sure they are. Because if not, then you is trying to put yourself in a situation to help someone. It's not going to turn in a good light. It's not. Look what happened with Diamond. He wanted to help her, save her. He really liked this girl, but she turned on him for the sake of her man and everything, and that hurt Diamond's spirit to his core. Yes, core. It hurt him to his core. It's like to the point that he don't even work at the Pink. Hey, Sunshine Boo, what's going on? I lost a friendship like that. He turned it against me. Yes. Yeah, hey Miss. Hey J Dog, how you doing, boo? Yes, it is like that. Sometimes friends will turn against you for you helping them. Hey, living life. Hey, Brittany. Hey, y'all. What's going on? Yeah. Hey, what's going on, family? So that's what I'm saying. Like Empress said, helping someone, they could turn against you. They could have the spouse hating you and everything, and it's really child. Not that FDA non-approved. FBI. Everybody got to come and get that girl, child. And yes, that was a crazy story. But yes, they could turn against you. So that's why sometimes you got to be ready. If they're not ready, then all you could do is be a listening ear and say, "Girl, get out before it's too late. You have to be ready. All that stuff. Make sure to protect your kids. Think about your kids. Think whatever you have. If you got kids, get it out. Because once it's too late, it's too late, right?" Hey, hey, JW Boo, what's up? Hey, Renee Boo. Yeah. So once it's too late, it's too late. So in Keyshawn case, the fact that she was so defeated last time when she was trying to escape, and then he thought twice, 2 steps ahead of her, and took out the battery, and the fact that she felt like she had no other option, so she went back in the house defeated. It's like that now she's like in a world where she wants to leave, but now she got to figure out a really right plan, because when she make a mistake, that could be over. And that she's still beat up, she's still abused in the face, like the mark is in her face. It's like, God, the beautiful Barbie that we know is like so damaged. She's just so her soul is like crushed. And not only that, he's taking out on the kids. So that's like really make her snap a little bit. So while he was talking to her, she saw in the distance Haley, all them nights, saw Haley, and she was watching him. No, she ain't watching, but she watched Haley, and they connect eye to contact. And so Keyshawn told Derek, like, listen, I gotta do something whenever, and also can go on the line and everything and be there. And I be there. He said, okay, cool. So she went over there and they trying to have a little small talk. And I guess in Haley defense, I think she wanna save as much people as she can or do some good deeds, because everybody's not really like her right now. She's not serving a good light because her sneakiness of trying to sell the paint. Now, even though I do understand it, because at the end of the day, that building is run down. Like, you really need to new build up the code, and your family could stay with you. You could build the minimum of paint, because if y'all is a unit, y'all can still have the paint somewhere else. But I know it's memories in the building. But at the same time, she should have let's talk to them instead of being sneaky, right? So I think she's trying to get the people that she was close to in a good relationship with her. So if she decided to leave, whatever, she's not being looked at as a worse, horrible person. So she's trying to do some good right now. Yes. Yes. What's going on, y'all? Yes. So she saw her and she told her Keyshawn some words. She said, I guess you didn't use the gun. She said, no, I can't use it, and everyone else like that. I said, granted, I do understand why she couldn't use the gun, because yes, I know she wants to do that. But the fact that even though, hey, Auntie Mama Boo, even though he got cut off from his family, he's still part of the family. And so if something happened to him, they know who to go after and everything. So she kind of stuck in that way, and and the family still have connections and pull. Because I still don't understand why the nurse or doctor didn't call CPS. Like, the baby shouldn't be home by now. So I don't know what's going on here. Maybe there's connection pulls, but she told her, okay, I can't use that, so that'd be too messy. I can't kill him. So she said it's more than one way to escape the situation. I don't like all the yellow. Yes, but she tried to do some good, y'all. She tried to do some good. Yes, y'all. Yes. So it's more than one way. So at that time, Derek couldn't handle the kids by himself. And one kid said, "Yeah, Keisha, I said, you big and bad, handle the kids. I know she ain't said that. She ain't said that, y'all. But handle the kids and everything. So she went, she said, I gotta go. So she went to help with Deborah with the kids. So later on, she's in the house. And I was saying, "Thou Lord, I don't know." So, because when she came to the house, Derek answered the door, standing there looking all rugged as ever, and he was looking at Haley and everything. Because I don't know, he might recognize her or not, whatever, because she had a mask on. That's the recognize Haley. She wanted to see Keyshawn. So Keyshawn looking scared, like what's gonna happen. But he let her inside. I said, "Oh, that's something." Because usually she was scared. I was scared she was gonna make me mad. That's what I'm saying. Chad, we were all scared for this girl. Every time we in the scene with them together, it's like, gosh, she can snap any minute. I said she's not doing it right. But then again, she can't do anything because I said, girl, you have to kill him, just poison him or something. I don't know. There was nothing. But you should have went back in the house. You should just hold your behind on with your two kids and went somewhere to get some help. But listen, she will figure it out one day. And just hopefully it's not too late. So Haley came inside. They was in the baby room. And the baby was yelling and hollering in Keyshawn's arm. I said, what's going on? The baby tired. What's going on? Soon as Haley hold the baby stopped crying. I said, It's like, I said, hey. Maybe because Keyshawn was so scared and nervous and everything, the baby just was feeling the energy. She said, Mom, come on, relax. So when she got Haley on, it was so, I guess the baby felt the nurturing because baby could sense energy. So she stopped crying. Quick second, she stopped crying. I said, hey, you had a magic touch or something? So hold the baby, and then she was telling a story. Pretending to tell the story to the baby, but actually she was indirectly telling Keyshawn the story. So Keyshawn was listening, and exactly what it is. It basically is like learning how to swim. Yes. For real. Make it seem like Keyshawn on hit her baby. It's just all hollering. As soon as somebody else come on, it's still quiet. I said, girl, maybe you should take them. I just give one kids half of the time. So there you know. But tell the story. So basically, it's like you in this place. You thought you was good. You thought you had a shining armor. You thought you had a white knight, but the person it was not great, and you realize it's not always peachy clean. I mean, just not exactly her words, but I paraphrase of what she's saying. It's like it's all peachy clean. So now she's stuck, and now she had to learn how to swim. Basically, learn how to swim to get yourself out of the situation. So she had a bag in her hand, and I said, "Oh, what's her thing?" So she gave her a bag with a burner phone or something that Devin can trace, because he always traces her other phone. So now he gave a backup phone that he said, listen, check under the name Haley something, and you call his name. I guess it was her name, her number, and call if you're ready to get out. And that's what it was. And Haley left out the scene. And I said, hopefully she used that, but she got smart because she can't let him know that she has this other phone. So she really had to make sure he never finds out and use that escape plan. We rooting for you, Keyshawn. Well, those disappointing us. It's like that. All right, so let's get on with Terica and Mercedes. Because it was mainly 3 Archer storylines. It was that, this, and the other one. We had Ernestine and the murder and Uncle Clifford. That was all one. All that stuff. Yes. What you talking about? Yes, because when she was telling the story, it was like a dark fairy tale. But at the same time, it's like, what you talking about? It's just like that. It's like she knows something. But everybody don't know Haley's background story. That's the thing about it. It's like, where did she came? Like, we know a little bit that she escaped from someone. She had an abusive relationship. And she left that person. She escaped, she's business savvy. She lost her daughter, all that stuff. She's trying to survive, and she just came to the new thing and trying to start over and build a new life away from Octavia. He catch up with her. They killed them and everything, and she's just trying to move on. But she always hold on to the aspect of her daughter being alive and everything, and she still hold on to that. I can honestly say I've been both Keyshawn and Autumn in a way. I dealt with some things that wanted to put my plan in play, but the second that nigga pushed my plan down, it was. Oh yes, yeah. You had to come up with different plans, and it could be tough. It could be tough. And you really have to be careful because at the night it's always easy for people to judge people to say, oh, why you just can't get out, why you can't do this and stuff like that. I think because when they got into too deep, it's already too late to just automatically get out. They should have got out with the first sign they felt something. That could have been easier. But once you get into deep and start making excuses and covering and staying and all that stuff, it gets harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. Brittany, stop being so cruel. Give a fuck with all the flush out. She said, I don't care. She's gone. Finito. With everything. So, oh yeah, my boss is going low. So if you see me cut off my camera, it's because of that. All right, so let's talk of Terica, Mercedes storyline, and a little bit of flashback of her mom, Patricia. All right. So we all know Terica's pregnant. She's pregnant, and she came home to Mercedes' house crying, and all that sort of that. She don't know what to do. So then, after a while, Mercedes was on the phone with Shell. Now, Shell was trying to be smart. I said, "You're drunk ass. Sit down somewhere. Because what you're not going to do is try and comfort me when she left your house because of you. Because you can't get over the fact that you stayed loyal to someone 6 feet under who wasn't loyal to you when was alive. So that's on you. Because I could have been gave their baby to freaking Mercedes Reyes. I said, I got a loyalty. I don't care what I promise. It's not on paper. But then again, I don't care. Maybe they got a judge paper. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. Because we still ain't getting on paper. But I always say the judge ain't want to give up. So she said, oh, you don't make sure she don't be wearing no floss and like that. I said, you don't make sure she don't be driving the car when you drunk. And she hanged up. I said, you could give it, but you can't take it. And she held the phone. And I said, because she told Shell that, listen, Terica stayed with me for a couple of days. I said, that's fine. Like, you drunk alone in the place, you got no job, so why not have Mercedes do the work a little bit for herself now? Shell, shoot, let her take care of it. I said, give me a break. Be like Marlo. I need a 60 days break. You take care of her right now. Shoot. Oh. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is like flash forward to a couple of months. Because when we found out, she was about 4 months. And I said, ooh. So she really knew she was pregnant. And then she I don't know. That bump did break up. Because I was saying, man, when she came, she was like she just found out. Not that she was already far gone. Yeah. That's how it used to be. Because sometimes you don't even know you were pregnant until you actually take the test. And then we go to the doctor to confirm it. And you be already a couple of months already. I said, damn, what the hell happened? So I ain't gonna try to make light of it. Shell. All right, StreamYard's acting up a little bit. They're not putting me to the next thing. Yeah. So she's in a room trying to her stomach, right? The bunk out, that's all I'm saying. Like, don't play with us, y'all. Sure. Yeah, so she probably didn't find out right away because of that. Yeah, I do understand. Sometimes you find out even know because the cycle is irregular. Okay, it's be tricky. It be tricky, y'all. But to be honest, the baby bump wasn't that pumping until the scene when we saw the doctor. And I said, what's going on here? Child. So she was looking at her stomach and just trying to figure out how life would be with the baby inside and all that stuff. So Mercedes said, listen, what you going to do? She said, I don't know. I don't know yet. Because it's a big, tough decision. But it is a big, tough decision. And Mercedes trying to figure out what she want to do. Do you want to keep the baby? You want to get rid of it? All that stuff. She said, I don't know. But I do know. No, she didn't say all that first. So she said, I don't know. All that stuff. Yada, yada, yada. So when we said we got to go somewhere. And Mercedes started driving. And said, we got to go to Jackson. To the facility. We got to get some help and everything. They went to, like I said, went to the stop. And they was talking. And while they was driving, freaking WAP came on. 7 days a week. Wait and look in the pudding game week. There's a hole in this house and a hole in this house. Yeah. And you get with the wet egg busy. In the mouth with the wet egg pussy. Drop it, drop. So she was getting in. Terica was like, I said, that's what your hot ass got now. That's your hot behind gold now. You pregnant doing cold, you whopping it around the place. Yeah, so Mercedes cut that phone off, that radio off, and said, what's going on? And then, you know, she would probably, Terica was being hot and cold with Mercedes after a while. And it's because they don't have the friendship like that. But at the same time, they do understand. They do understand their mother and daughter, but they didn't have that friendship. So, you know, Terica go be a little snappy. But then, like I said, girl, don't get too freaking loose with your mouth here. At the end of the day, you still came out of here. So, you get it. Right? So, they talking and everything. It's still trying to figure out what she want to do and everything. She has options. Think about yourself. Think about Terica. What Terica want to do. And everything. And look at your life and all stuff like that. So, she was thinking weighing her options and saying that the boy, she was talking to Keelan. He's only 14, whatever he is old, just like her. And he said, you know what? He said he gonna take care of me. He said when the baby will come, I'll be there for you and everything. He could get a part-time job to take care. Everybody said he said part-time job. What? Girl, it's not that easy. So they could feed you a dream. Because it's all the dream when you carry it. But when it's the reality come here, when they get the baby here, then they all skedaddle. They're like ghosts. Casper. You don't see them anymore. And just like people saying, the quickest way, like fucking the name of Charlotte, fucking the name of always say the quickest way to lose a man, to have a baby by them, usually that is true. Because once you have a baby, it's all fun and games. Wooing you, courting you, taking you out of dates and everything, having sex with you unprotected. It's all fun and games. But once that baby get here, it's dust. You don't see them anymore. You don't see them. And they move on to the next. So if you think you keeping them because you have a baby by them, it's not happening. Because some men don't have attachment of the baby. They create and they move on. Because they value their menship, their manhood based on how many kids they can have. And that their seed is working. Yeah, that's a whole new story. But so that's where they can have multiple kids and don't have no emotional attachments and thinking they doing something. Yeah. So yes, he feeded her a dream. And I said, yes, anybody could feed you a dream. But doesn't mean it's not necessary. Because Mercedes probably got felt the dream too. But then again, that guy was taking advantage of her. I mean, yes, yada, yada, yada. She lied to say she was 18. But at the same time, that pervert shouldn't have death mess with her. Sick behind person, whoever this guy is. So, that. So, honestly, I know that freaking Terica said she was craving some ice cream, some hot sauce. I said, ooh, okay. All right, she said, oh, you're good. You sure is pregnant. Because that's a weird ass craving. So, all that stuff. And, you know, she would be flipping. They said, you lucky that I have a man that want to take care of me and be there for the baby without you. Ain't no man going to you. She said, pop. Go ahead. Say another word. Say another word. You think you want to be smart? Because you open your legs to a little fast-ass boy? And I blame Shell. Because when she told this girl that she was unwanted and that she's not valued and all that stuff, that broke the girl's spirit. So she turned around looking for someone else, especially when Michelle lost her job and started drinking and not paying attention. So now she had to focus on someone else. A little boy who don't even know no better himself. Think I could play house. No, it's not cute. So go ahead and try to blow in my face because you got some boy saying that he could take care of you. Girl, bye. You want another pop in your mouth? Go ahead, say something else. So she said, okay, all right, go on, go there. So take us to the clinic. And they was going to Jackson and say, we got for your options. And she said, what? You trying to tell me to get rid of it? No, she's not saying to get rid of the baby. Now, throughout the scenes with Terica and Mercedes has been doing flashbacks of her mom, right? And how, because we all know that Mercedes got pregnant when she was done. Still flashback of Mercedes and her mom shows her strength, growth, acceptance, responsibility based on her holding herself accountable. That's her responsibility. Yes. Yes. And also the flashback also resembles how even though she was trying to make Terica make her own decisions, it was some way kind of like how Patrice was doing to Mercedes, forcing her to do something so quickly and everything, and accepting the fact to make decisions for her and everything. Yes, Mercedes wanted Terica to make her own decision, but it came to the point that kind of like, what you gonna do? Tell me that. What you this is that. Like let the girl, like she just find out like she don't even know what's going on. So before we go all that, can we at least sit down and have an understanding about this, understanding what's going on, understanding about the body changes, about options, about all that stuff. We gotta think about this. So it's like looking at back and say, I don't want to become a mom, but some way she was like her mom. So she had to realize she need to step out of it and realize, you know what? I got to approach this differently. I got to approach this differently with Terica. So she could become to make her own decision at the end and not make me feel like she made the decision because I forced her to, not because she was ready to make that decision. So I felt that that's what she was seeing, the flashback of her mom. It was like, okay, yes, it was kind of different, but it was kind of similar. So when she saw the first flashback with her mom, it was in a restaurant. And I guess this was the time that Mercedes was like 15, 16, whatever it is. So they were sitting down in a restaurant and it was eating. And some grown-ass man was looking at the table and Patrice was looking back. It was about to pimp her daughter to the girl so that she could get the food paid. And Mercedes said, nah, I ain't got all that, I got that. So she was about to put the wallet out and put the condom, and Patrice saw the condom. And she started to whoop Mercedes behind at the restaurant because how dare you? Because at the end of the day, yes, she was trying to pimp Mercedes out, but she was doing that because she was controlling Mercedes. So now Mercedes realized she could have safe sex and she protected herself, and if she can't get pregnant and she knows stuff, she doing it. She has autonomy in her body. How dare you have autonomy for your own vagina when I'm supposed to be the one telling you who to sleep with? So she beat her not because she was having unprotected sex with somebody else. She beat her because Mercedes was on her own and was have autonomy for her own body. That's what she was beating her for. She was beating her hard in that restaurant. I said, damn, nobody gonna stop this girl? Yeah, so she beat her because Mercedes was getting autonomy. How dare you protect yourself and have value for your own decision on your own body? No, I'm the one supposed to make the decision. So if I want you to sleep with this man to pay for the food, you will sleep with this man to pay for your food. Now you have a con of protecting yourself over a man. That's not my decision. So that was crazy. And then, so when they was talking, Terica had this non-conception night. She didn't even know. She said, listen, my baby mama takes it to auntie, baby, cousin, motherfucking best friend told me that you could get cancer from abortion. And Mercedes says, tell your baby mama, cousin, effing best friend that that's not how it works. See, that's what your people telling you some wrong things, and they young themselves don't even know any better. So that's why we need to get this consultation. She said, "Oh, consultation on abortion." Well, the consultation could lead you for different direction with decisions you want to make if you get to talk to someone about your other options. So let's go here. Let's go to the clinic and talk to someone. Planned Parenthood, do all that stuff, whatever. So they went there, and Terica and Mercedes was holding hands, but Terica flipped her hand off the mother. I said, "Listen, girl, okay, whatever. You don't want to be touched. It is what it is." So while they was going there, Higgins Valley, "Oh, abortion is evil. This is evil. Protect the life." And at the same time, they had the Black Lives Matter signs too. So I said, where did this come hand in hand from? Maybe y'all can explain to me, because it was like, why that thrown in when y'all front of the clinic saying, maybe, okay, maybe that's what it is. I think I probably understand. Probably making maybe is because the high rates of death on the Black community, of rates of abortion and miscarriage, something like that. I don't know. It could be that kind of relations about why they was tied into the rally of abortion is evil or something like that, protect the life, all that stuff. Yes, that's how I was trying to understand that. Maybe it was connection, maybe it's not, but maybe it's somewhere connected about saving Black Lives Matter because babies, our own community is getting killed, all that stuff. And life is our life, and we need to protect it. We can have more precious value life. It's something. It was crazy. But they went on, and then she saw another flashback where Patricia standing there, and she's looking at her, and she's like, okay. Now this is Mercedes start turning to you know what? I may have to change my approach. Because now I'm looking at my mother too much, and she's becoming me. I'm becoming her. So she took her to the doctor. They got in the thing, and realized she was like, she about 4 months. It was a couple of weeks. They say about weeks. But they say about 14 weeks, something like that. So she was about 4 months. And at that state, they were saying, listen, you had 24 hours to make the decision. And that's it. So I know in some places you have a certain amount of time to make that decision, unless that. Or they can hold you overnight. And if you got this time, you gotta let us know. 24 hours. So that's what Mercedes is still trying to hammer in what you want to do. But then she was like, you know what? Sit down. They went to the pool area. They sitting down, flashing water. And see what your life is. Just think about it. Don't think about the baby. Don't think about me. Don't think about Shell. Don't think about nobody else. Look what you want at Terica. What you want in life. What you want to do. Do you want to travel? Like, this is that. Think about yourself. Because before, Terica wanted to drive. And Mercedes said, hell, you ain't driving, girl. You ain't driving this whip. Scoot. Scoot at him. You ain't doing that. So, sit there and he's talking and yada, yada, yada. So I'm saying, okay, they started making the next connection in the bar. They got back to the house, had the consultation and everything. And it basically is another thing about, did you want me? Why you want me? And then Terica is still feeling this type of way about it. It's like, I don't take my baby, because at some point Terica was there flipping again, and Mercedes hit her, and she said, "You know what? I'm never gonna hit my baby, just like you be hitting me." It's like, why you didn't want me? You always get excuses. This is that, all that stuff. Did you really want me? Did you think about an abortion? And Mercedes had to be true. She said at some point I probably did. That was an option, but then when my mother forced me to have you, it was a blessing. So sometimes the devil is the angel in disguise that he needed, and maybe that's what it needed for me to find out blessings. But then again, I didn't have no choice when the baby was out here, because the people above me made it for me. So now when I had the opportunity, it was still, I couldn't get it yet, because I was trying to find a way to us to be close and have the better to have the safe way to be closer. So that's what she was trying to get, that gym, and her being a dance team. So she had the least closeness to her own daughter. until they get to the point that they could be together. So at the time, she said, Mercedes said, listen, what you want your room to be? Like, we got to paint your room. And she said, oh, for the baby. She said, no, for you. You want to paint, you want to paint the green? She said, how do you know? I said, obviously, I don't know. You love to wear green, I guess. Maybe, because she said, I'm your mother. And I said, and that's right there made her realize. She said, oh, my gosh. Yeah, just because she might not be there all the time doesn't mean she don't know things about you. She might be observant. She might be trying to find things, trying to different things. Because sometimes when you think your parents don't not watching and observing, they are. Now, some of it could be very flippant and void and nobody to give a damn. But some people who really fighting and just the cards are stacked against them, they're gonna find a way. And it seems to me, yeah, Mercedes want that. She want her connection. And in fact, if she decided to keep it, she could have another chance, like Terica said, to be there for her and everything. So at this time, I guess he was ready for a decision. And thinking, she said, all right, this is decision day, what's going on here? And she said, here, it's up to you. Whatever decision you make, I'm going to be there for you. At this time, I feel like it was not a forced pressure. It was on Terica to have the freedom to not feel like she had to make it because of her mom. And that's what she decided she could do something different. Let's do something different. So she gave her the keys to drive and everything. So whatever you take us, that's what we're going to be doing. So they driving. And then after a while, she flipped that thing up, flicker up, and she went to Jackson. I said, oh, snap. She did it. I think she got an abortion. And what made me think that is because she said, am I going to hell? Because she was freaked out that everybody was in the signs in the clinic saying that if you do an abortion, you evil, you a devil, or stuff like that. So she said, if I'm going to hell, she said, if you're going to hell, I'm going there with you. I said, I know that's right. While I die. While I die. And be there. And when she made that decision to turn the signal to do the turn, it was happy. She was smiling. And I don't think she was happy because she made the decision to go terminate. I think she was happy because her daughter made the decision on her own. Without the pressure. Sit and do it. Talk her through things out. And trying to build a connection. And that was nice. And I love that. Yes. I love that. I was so cute. I was like, oh. So at the end of the scene, they sat down. Terica was laying down. And Mercedes was watching TV. And they saw Patrice. And, she was doing her thing. And she said, you want me to turn it? She said, no, you know what? We're going to give her power. And that's what it is. When you give her too much power, that's what they think. You had to be to the point that someone who did wrong you or hurt you, you can't give them so much power over you that they control your life. Even when they're not in a room, that you have a visual connection and reaction towards them, that means they still have a thing over you. So that's why I tell people, listen, just because they're blood related, doesn't mean you have to give them your loyalty. Doesn't mean you have to give them your undeniable respect, love, everything. You might love them from a distance, but you can't be around them no matter what. Disrupt your peace, you out of my peace. Get out of my face. If you disrupted my peace, you have to be out of my peace. Get out of here. I don't care where you at. Get out. I made that up, y'all, so that's not a slogan. Disrupt my peace, you out of my peace. That's what it is. So, y'all can say that. And that's what it is. Keep your peace, no matter who it is. Doesn't mean you hate the person. You can't have them around. So they have to realize that she can't control us. We form our own destination. We find our own fate and destiny. And that's what it was. And that's hopefully it's a better bonding Whether they ever go tell Shell or not that she was pregnant, maybe it's beyond me. I guess there's no need to tell her. She just stayed with me. That's all it needs to be. Till you get yourself together. And that's what it was. All right, y'all. So, Grandma Ernestine, Nuna Merla, and Uncle Clifford. Now, before that in the house, Uncle Clifford was reminiscing about the pink. So he was around, going around the pole, looking at things. And Candy was coming in, and I guess they had to discuss some things. And Uncle Clifford would basically tell her and say, listen, I mean, even though he's still upset about everything, because he said, listen, you trying to sell this club. This is the family. You think you're selling the property, but you selling the history. There's a history in this building. Over there, such has happened. Such and such happened over here. This is what happened over here. We have history in this building. And we're trying to get the build up to code. But she was just basically telling us, like, you could build something. At the end of the day, you trying to fight something that's inevitable. It's going to happen. The promised land is going to happen. This is something, she bought the club to prolong it so they can get the what it's worth. Because usually people don't understand the value and of the property of the land thing and know their real worth because they so eager to get the payouts. Especially our own community. Once we get a good high number when we know we can get that, we automatically go for it. Instead of not realizing that you could get more. And they offer you that money because they know you're going to take it. Because they don't think you're smart enough to know that it could be more value. Especially if it's historical property or whatever that's been in the land for a while, you build interest, whatever, you can make something. So that's what Haley's doing. You know she's smart. Now, so they was talking about that. And she said, you know what, they were trying to offer me $5 million now. She lied a little bit about that because Corbin was offering her $1 million. She didn't want that. She wanted $10 million. And then when she was at the ball, that lady who was over the scene of this organization, she said, listen, I like what you think. And I could look like I could give you more than that. So if she plays her card right, she could get more than $10 million when she asking for. If she plays her cards right. And then everybody be good. But first of all, Uncle Clifford heard that thinking $5 million. She said, oh, so what now? What? Because he was, the head's turning already. He was like, she said, I ain't taking off. He said, girl, what? Uncle was there. Even though he said all that, he heard from $5 million. He was saying, girl. 5 million, that's good. Okay, that's good. Okay, you trying to give me 5 million for? So like that, so the wheels were turning in his head. He said, girl, what you said? Hope you didn't turn that down. Hope you said that. But then I said, what the sentimental value came from if you figured it gonna go off for the 5 million? But you know, it is a lot of money. It's like that. So that was that. And then basically said she was doing this because she trying to make up. And the money that she was using, it was for her daughter and everything to run away to make a better life. That's why I guess people want to know her backstory because it sees something there about Haley, but we just don't know. So she said, he understand you, but she's not here no more. And she walked, Uncle Clifford walked away. And she just was standing there. I said, I don't know. Maybe it's the revelations that you have to understand that, yes, you're holding on to something that is probably hurting you because you one-track mind and not realizing you have a family right now who was there for you. So that's why I'm thinking that she's trying to help Keyshawn and whatever other people she's trying to help or whatever, trying to get some good deeds because now she wants people in a good light. I said, all right. So that night, you remember that night that Little Mother came to the house and say he wasn't good because Uncle Clifford said, "Are you okay?" He said, "I'm not okay." So we saw a scene that Uncle Clifford burned the clothes that Little Mother was wearing that night. I said, "Oh, burning the clothes." I said, "Okay, you're a good one." So we see a scene that Grandma Ernestine was singing with the Flakin song, and she was on Prime. And I guess the producer said that she sang that live, the whole thing. because you know a lot could sing, and you know she was original Dream Girls. Be a dream girl, boy, you make it happy. Yeah, 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 we a dream girl, boy, you always care. We a dream girl that always leave you. Let me stop. And always do a dream, baby, we'll be there. Oh, that, I love that song. All right, so she was with drinker, you know, she was singing and she was doing like a prime time, but you know, this was like a vision that she was standing. After a while, you saw her standing there by herself. So she was on the stage, you know, when you see things, you visual things, and she was like close to her haymaker, like close to the in the high up heaven, and stuff like that. So she was reminiscing about how life, what it was, how she used to be, and how it was. And I don't know, maybe it was the how Pink You was, or it was a club, whatever, but it was standing at that spot. And she was performing, and she was bringing the house down, how she was. And then you saw baby Clifford with mom, Bula, that's her mom, and was his Ernestine's daughter. And see, Uncle Clifford, that's your grandma. Ernestine singing a thing. And, you know, the baby Uncle Clifford was smiling to ear with a little purse in his hand, his arm, and that's what it was. And that's what it was. And then they saw that, and Buddha was like, is ready, because when they playing out, she's by herself in the club and everything, and she said, "It's ready, come over." And she said, "No, I'm not ready yet. Not ready yet. Because she's trying to hold on to it. Did they ever mention how the moms passed away? I don't think so. Did they, y'all? I don't think I ever mentioned that. What happened to her mom? How she passed away? Maybe if they did, y'all let me know, because I forgot. And so she said she's not ready to go with her daughter to the other side. And I said, when I saw her daughter in her all white, I said, oh, yes, that's the thing. When they take you, don't walk to the light. Walk to the light, you know, that's done. So she said she's not ready yet. She's trying to fight. So we pan over to the house, and then we see Little Murder on a couch smoking his life away. Like, he's smoking, and he just reminiscing, because, you know, his eyes are still heavy about what was happening. And smoking, and just think about the things, about the take, and flashback all the tick scenes, and the love making, and what they had a good time, and in the restaurant, and then him off himself, and a lot of stuff else. That was a lot. And it was emotional heaviness, because, you know, he loved his big teeth. And it is so sad that he couldn't do anything to help him stay alive. So that's what it was. So he's thinking about that. And then all we saw was Grandma Ernestine coughing. I said, oh, get her. She's coughing. And then Little Murder came up with the stuff that he did. He put a mask on and was helping Little Ernestine. She said, who she said she thought it was she was saying? It was somebody that she thought. And it was saying, no, it's LaMarcus. She said, who? And she said, Little Murder. She said, oh, yeah, Little Murder. I like that name. And she was like, not trying to eat the food, because she said, nah, Uncle coming with this freaking salad and some green nuts and turnips, all that stuff. I don't want none of that stuff. He said, nah. Isaac Hayes, yes. Yes. And she said she didn't want none of that. It's so nasty. And he said, nah, I throw down. I got you some freaking smothered pork chops and some freaking baked mac and cheese and some freaking yams and some corn greens and everything. I got the peach cobbler in the oven. I said, oh my God, so there's soul food to my heart. I love soul food to my heart. I love soul food, y'all. I love it. And everything. And so he made that. I said, oh, you going down in the kitchen. Okay. So she was like, oh, yes. Because when she said that, she said, you got this, you got that. Okay. So she was eating that a little bit. They took the medication. And she said, if you keep this up, child, it will have you keeping your lamb and everything. She will have you keep your lamb and everything. You're going to keep this up. You're going to be staying in and moving in. And she's like, oh, don't go and say, don't freaking tease me like that, So she said, I ain't talking about my knee. I talk about Uncle Clifford. And she said, ooh. And he said, well, you can put in a good word for me and everything. Let me know. So I said, all right, all right. And then, she went back to bed. And that's it. He took care. I said, oh, that's nice. He taking care of Grandma's thing. So Uncle Clifford came home. And little man was doing something. And he said, oh, little murder. No, little homicide. Little homicide, where you at? And everything. And all that stuff. And then he heard, I think Uncle Clifford heard something. So he went over and said, what's going on? And went to the room and thought, got to heavy up. And he said, no, she's good. She's sleeping. I gave her what she need. And all that stuff. And yada, yada, yada. He said, let's go in the kitchen. Let's talk a little bit. Went in the kitchen. And they had peach cobbler. He makes a peach cobbler. I said, oh, man, you makes peach cobbler? Because he had a peach cobbler in the oven. And it was still baking. And he said, I could get that for you. She said, nah, I'm good. I'm good. So they ate that. And it took for a little while. Now, before that ever happened, little man's phone was getting blown up. And then most of the thing was Woody. Like Woody was blowing up his phone. So Woody was saying, listen, what's going on, y'all? The Tina Snow thing and you phone and song is blowing up and you not answering your phone call. What's going on? He said, a lot going on. I'm over here, all that stuff. And mentioned Big Tick, and he said, well, who go to security? Because they was mentioning how economic talk are happening. And he said, nah, I can't do this right now. I got so much in my mind. I can't. And it's about the Big Tick. He said, oh, yeah, that's sad. And everything. And yeah, I guess Woody heard about it. He saw it. And they were trying to figure out arrangements and all that stuff for him. And I guess they had something going on. And that's that. And he said what's going on because it's like Woody was on him and about thinking how crazy he was, and then realized that he was troubled. And now he felt the type of way. And I said, mm-hmm. Somebody just looking at you, freaking Mr. Death or whatever you are, all that stuff. So they hang up that phone and they're talking. So while on Clifford and Little Murder, because Little Murder at the time, he didn't want to say what happened, other stuff. Now before Little Murder, Clifford came to the house, Grandma understood before she went to bed, she said she started smelling death. I said, oh, now she's smelling death now. I said, oh, no. I was nervous. But she said no. She was smelling because he came in the house, blood in his clothes and everything, and I sensed it. She smelled it. She smelled the death that happened around him, the air, the aura around him, that something happened. And he was, Little Murray was like, oh, So after they ate, we went upstairs, looking at different things. And they were reminiscing about things. And Little Murder was asking him some questions. And he said, were you always like this? Have you been always like this or whatever all stuff? And who are you? Who you really are? He said, I'm Uncle Clifford, so who are you? Period. And all that stuff. And I said, oh, that's what are you trying to get at? You trying to figure out some correct way to understand the person and everything? Because, he said he used to mess with people who have been passing. So basically, passing in the community is like trade who's straight, who passing that straight, who actually are really gay. So he messed with people like that, so it won't be no confusing. People thinking that they mess with each other because that's what it is. They be homeboys and people think they all cool and everything, but that's closed behind doors, they get it down and get around. So he used to mess with people like that. So it's different where he got attraction to Clifford. So he trying to understand and not being ignorant to the least of it. I said, I'm actually trying to answer questions, but listen. But at the same time, Clifford said it's hard. It is hard trying to find me. And he said something that was very powerful that at times you can be lonely even though your light is shining bright. Even though you is the spirit, the center of the room, the shining star, the people who will like you, will wanted. People see you, you good person, you out there, you influence, you make good connections, people love you, they adore you, you make people happy, you make people smile. And you are bright, you good standing person. But at the end of the day, you could still be lonely. Just scared of lonely. And it's like the way I say, scared of lonely. And because you could have all that and still be lonely. And it was like, yes. So at the point is like, even though I'm good, I still just feel the loneliness. Like nobody can understand me. Nobody can know what I've been through, my life story, what I have had to endure, what I had to make sacrifice, what I had to be doing, what I had to do to set myself, all that stuff. So it was understanding. And now it was one part that it's like, little murder they know what Cisco was. Because I guess they was playing all that stuff. They was trying to criticize different outfits. They said, "What's this? What's this? We got a product, Gucci product for BC, whatever, all that stuff." They trying to figure out all that stuff. And because like, you haven't heard Cisco. He said, "Who is that?" He said, "No, don't get You never heard Cisco? And you gotta look like that with the haircut and all that stuff." I said, mm. So the minute they talking, they heard some like walked out. Because grandmother's supposed to be sleeping. Then all of a sudden, the door's wide open. They're looking for grandma. She said, "What the hell happened?" And I said, "How the hell she left that quick? And where's she gone? Did she drive?" So they're trying to find her. They find her in some woods area. Thing off, slippers off, and she was about to go in the water. She said she ready to go. She ready to go. At this point now, at first she wasn't ready. Now she's trying to be ready. She's getting ready to hit the other side as she wants to. So she's going to get in the water, wash away, and it'll be it. And they call her to stop her. She said, "No, give me the water. And I was like, "Oh no." And it was a point pulling the thing, face, and all that stuff. It was emotional heaviness because she said, "It's yeah." So the hands started getting blue. Yes, I was too. I was definitely on edge because I was like, "Oh my gosh, no!" And it was like, and I thought when she was like, when she faded out, I said, "No, she's right there." But they called her as she was gone. I was like, they had to get her back to the place, to the house, and eventually the ambulance has to come and take her to the hospital. But around this time it's a panorama, so usually at that point, family members cannot go with them. And y'all know it was a tough time at that time because elderly had to be by themselves. People had to be isolated. You couldn't be in the hospital with them. Even immediate family couldn't be there at that while. So you couldn't be there, and then if they passed away, you're not there, and you got to find out by phone call if the person passed away because you couldn't be there by the side. It was a lot going on. So Uncle Cliff just felt very defeated. He said, "I can't be there on my grandma's side. Look like she's about to go past any minute now." It was a lot. So took a shower. Yes, she was hallucinating. And that's a sign. Once they start hallucinating and start thinking about things and all that stuff like that, reminiscing, all that stuff, saying about Beulah, because she mentioned about Beulah. She said, "Beulah really good, all that stuff." And he said, "Oh my God, Beulah, that's my mother." And I stuff like that. And they realized that's a sign of that people going to the next step. Yes, I was praying for her too. And now Cliff is in the closet, not in the closet, in the shower, just crying and just can't get over that. So crying to the point that he came out the shower and Little Murder was being funny. He was wearing some of the clothes all over the place, dancing around and everything with some thong. Who that fucking scandalous and they're making that and you got jump, jump. What? If you remember, And can I say it again? Oh, nigga gonna be go. That don't. I like the way you know that's all. You couldn't tell us that thing when they're thinking when we was young. About middle school instead of high school. That song came out. Don't. So they was doing that. He said, "Oh, this is Cisco." And they find how you find a no name and you find a song, a song. So they playing all that. Even in the midst of the moment, the sadness, they had to have some laughter. It just make them laugh a little bit and all that stuff. And that's what it was. And they just lay down in the bed. Yeah, lay down in the bed, and that's to the point that they felt the sexual energy. I love your movements. Thank you. The energy. So it's that vulnerable moment when they say, "Listen, I just need to feel good at that time." So they started kissing and everything, and Uncle Clifford wished out for the condom, and Little Murder said, "No, I don't need it." She said, Uncle Clifford said, "What? You good?" She said, "Yeah, I'm good." No. Are you good? Good mean you clean. And so like that. You got no disease or nothing? He said, "Yeah, I'm good. And I want you inside me." I said, ooh, child. And first of all, you usually always wear condoms. Cause every scene we see, you always wear condoms. So you always been safe. Now, I know you said at times you mess with dudes who's passing, so you really had to, maybe, I don't know, if he always used condoms and everything and stuff. But sometimes they know it be clean. And then it be that stinking and dealing with the girls and then the guy and all that stuff. You don't know. So we don't know if he ever been safe. But what we always seen, he always been safe. So the fact that he drew caution out the wind and they said, "Listen, I want you inside me and you don't need the condom." And I said, "Ooh, child." Now, we know Uncle Clifford's life was going on shambles. Everything was all over the place. So he felt out of control. So I guess Little Murder decided to give Uncle Clifford that control. Yes, that this was the top 5 sexy of all time. The control to be on top and take the lead, basically. And Uncle Clifford was a little like hesitant, but at the same time, he probably needed that to happen too. So, but then again, I was like, "Listen, little murder, come here, boy, come here. You didn't struggle. You didn't struggle taking it. So I'm trying to understand: have you done it before, or you just was so open to try it? Because I didn't say, "Stop, wait, take your time, hold up, let me relax, okay, all right," because y'all know episode back where Uncle Clifford got that to him, that piece was not small. So I'm trying to understand. Yeah, he said, "I got you. I love it. I got you." I'm trying to understand how were you able to take it like that easily. So got it done and all that stuff. And then you will feel so good and everything, Uncle Cliff got his nails and stuff on and all that stuff. Baby will feel so good to the point that Little Murder said, "Fill me up, nigga." And I was like, "Oh no." That's the kind of shit to get people pregnant and stuff like that. They'll be filling me up. What the hell is this? Chill. That boy booty was like, chill. That's what I was saying. I was like, Little Murder, you was feeling that dick so good. Maybe they was feeling good. Chill. It was like, "Fill me up, nigga." That's what I said, "Fill me up, nigga." I said, "Nothing, nigga." And fill me up. Chill. Y'all know That's how people get pregnant sometimes. When you feeling it so damn, you don't want them to pull out. It said to fill me up in there, and you know you don't want to get the baby, but you know you're gonna risk it. It's an effort. Just come inside me, boy. I was like, oh no, you did. That was so quick. So he did it, and it came inside. And I think they asked him why he asked me to fill you up. Oh no, the murder said why he came inside of me. But you asked him to do it. But he came inside of me. He said, I know you needed me, and I needed you. So we needed each other. And I said, okay, that's what it was. And at that time, he still had like a lot of glossy in his eyes. So he was about to tell him something. But he said, no, well, you're ready to tell me. You're ready to tell me. But eventually, no matter what, had to tell Clifford exactly what happened that night. Or what his previous life was. And he had a previous life, a love partner and everything. Because that's something. Now I don't know if it was anybody if y'all been on Twitter, what was the shambles and everything? Because I just saw some memes of that on Clifford, a little murder like this with some hands and nails and stuff like that. So the only ignorance, fill me up on pumps. The only thing that I could see people might get open war about is that sex scene that Uncle Clifford topped. And be part of the community, I can explain a little bit why people might feel type of way about that. But I don't know. Maybe I ain't had no buzz about it because you know how they up in the war they had between Boutique and the murder when they could not fathom how two masculine men could have a lovable sex scene like that made everybody feel type of way about that. Like I was like, shh, everything. Because I was like, oh my god, Boutique and the murder, that sex scene was hot. And then I used to get hot for sex scenes. So I was like, listen. It's very rarely they get me like that, especially on scripted TV shows, everything. So, but lately, that these P Valley scenes is like, child, they get you. But even in that first season, when they was in the back room and he ripped the freaking thing off, put the condom on, and came in, and it was like, I said, oh, child, don't be doing that, y'all. But yes, that's about that stuff. But the only way I can think that could be an issue or whatever, if it is gonna be something, is that they probably would never fathom how a feminine guy or a guy like a Clifford would be a top. Hook could be a top. But Little Brother could be a verse top. I don't think he will ever be bottoming all the time, but I know he loved Uncle Clifford, so he allowed that to happen. Because most other people, he probably just been topping. Hell not. Bend over, let me get on comment on, let me get you on. But since he loves Clifford, he wouldn't take that next level step because it takes a person to do that. Because you can't do that for everyone unless you're okay with that, unless you just love that. But that's what it was, and I could see someone like him to be inside because they always see that a person who topping had to be this masculine type person and everything, and they had to see it because they want their fantasy to say, oh, you could take control, you the man, and boom, and the mother, maybe over, be dominant, all that stuff. They can't fathom someone who he's a hey girl with an ass, all that stuff could be topping. But then it's not about the femininity or masculinity, it's about how you like it. So I don't think Uncle Clifford will be topping all the time, but every now and then maybe he would probably do it for at least for Little Murder, basically. And he loves something to murder himself. So they could just be verse for each other if you want to do verse top, verse bottom. Hey, that with us. And that's the only thing I can see that could be some controversy, but I don't think it was anything yet. I think because Uncle Clifford is like a female and a little murder, they could see that in some way, shape, or form. And then that's when they make no buzz last season. Other them two had a sex scene because this is not the first time, but they had a buzz on Teak and Murder. That's one thing. But if anything, that could definitely see the issue. But other than that, listen, you could say whatever you want, but freaking Do the Murder is acting his ass off. That guy researched his damn role. Whoever he had helping him identify the complexity of his role and the emotions that he evoked, you better give him some accolades. Say what you want, but J.L. Fawn's doing his thing. He is doing his damn thing because a lot of things he does, I said, damn, you really playing this freaking role to the T. Very believable. Very believable. Just much as DL kind of guy, because he's not really out yet, but he's still doing it. All that stuff. Excuse me, man. You saw this in review, right? This is review. So don't tell me be quiet and play a show. So what we're gonna do is block you. And if it's not blocked, somebody in my moderators block him. Don't tell me what to do. This is my review. You saw a review. It's not the show. People get beside themselves. Rude. What? Show. If you want the show, go to STARZ and pay for your damn self. That's what I'm saying. If it's blocked, y'all, if it's not blocked, block for me, because it says is an error on my end. Yeah. Yes. So trolls. Damn, you want the show? Go watch your damn stuff. It's a review. It says review big in caps. Chill. But what I was saying, J.F. Fonts is a great actor. And he played his damn role. A lot of people play their roles really well. So you can tell they really pick people who really know what they're doing and they craft, and they can make it big in other shows if they really have the opportunity to do other things. So, yeah. Sure, y'all usually don't address people. But every now and then I make these people who want to be rude like that. But it's a long time for anybody ever came at me like that. Like it's a show. Like, boy, bye. Anything I miss, y'all? Did I miss anything? Because I think that's everything, right? Oh, yeah, I think that was everything. Yeah, but that was good, y'all. I don't know if anybody saw the episode yet, but on Twitter, what they saying, but I don't think there's any outrage yet about it. If anything, I explain what the outrage was if they was talk about the sayings. Because I know some homophobic people might come out here and say, oh, listen, why when they see that, shut up. No matter. Other than that, that was P Valley, y'all. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was a great episode. I enjoyed it. I love that it's giving Doug it's the Doug and roll. Yeah, from the Boo guys. It's giving that. It's giving that. And it seemed like next week, they didn't give us much next week. That's what I'm saying. Get cursed the hell out. Because I'm nice, but I could be mean a little bit if y'all want me. He's married in real life to a beautiful lady. He's playing. Yes, he is married, and he's a straight guy playing the hell of a DL role. The hell out of it. And not only that, he's not playing the stereotypical hardcore, no emotional ass people who want to be rough and being rude to people. He's playing a role that he's showing emotions, love the people he with. Yes, he could have some faults, but he is loving the people he with. And not playing him as a dog. Well, yes, he has a moment like he did. He did that to Uncle Clifford. He said, "Shut up," and all that stuff. Then Uncle Clifford shouldn't know the rules. He's trying to, he's not out like that, so he had to play you on your feelings. But that's a different story. But not Doug. Is the Doug lover? Yes. But Uncle Clifford next week saying something about you got to make secrets. Tell me your secrets, or at least we can't be secrets here. If you're gonna be together, there's be a secret. So I guess eventually Little Brother had to tell him something about his previous life, his old love, the person who shot himself. That was the love person he loved. They got out on everything he had feelings for him, all that stuff, yada yada. And what else? And I think that's it. Yes, that was P Valley. Hope you enjoy. If I miss anything, put it in the comment section down below and everything. Besides that little one little person who came in and was trying to act off rude about it. Other than that, it was good. So it's no live tomorrow because that's why I did the P-Valley today. And so next Sunday, it will be 2 lives again. It will be one at 4 o'clock, another one around 10 because the following Monday, I will be on Mother House. And that's it. Don't forget, Wednesday, my Catholic review will be up. Thursday night, I will be home Thursday night because I had a free off day. I get paid for the day to be home. And around 9:30-ish, we're going to watch Beyonce Homecoming. That's movie night. And that will lead into the album release listening party on my Discord. We're going to listen to each song. We're going to talk about it, see how we feel about that. And then I also will do a separate album review on YouTube like I did for Haley and Chloe album. I will do that as well. Yes. Beyonce watch and everything. Because we was going to do a montage of her videos, but they said, no, let's watch Homecoming. And I said, you know what? Yeah, we can do that. That's a movie night. It's still a movie. So we can do that. And then we're going to listen to a listening party. And we'll be home. So if y'all around Discord, it's not too late like usually on Thursday. So if y'all around, I hope I can see more of y'all. The link on my Discord is down below. So click on that link and get to it. And also find my socials. Because I always active for all my socials. Be with me, y'all. Mr. 14, hit that subscribe button. Any people new, I hope y'all welcome. Y'all enjoy it. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Mr. Grown, Instagram, Thomas_Grown, Twitter, and my Discord down below to catch me. And then next Sunday is 2 lives again. Next Sunday on my 4 o'clock live. If you want to join me and give your opinions about some of the shows, y'all let me know. And I can have you, I put the link and I show you the link to y'all. Y'all can come in the panel with me and discuss. Now, everyone, hope y'all all be safe. Have a great night. Sleep tight. Get the rest of the great week. If I know in New York it's thunderstorming tomorrow, so y'all be safe out there, right? Until then, I see y'all this week. Feel free to hit me up on social media. I'll be active. And I'll talk to y'all later.